Hi, I'm David Harry, and in this video I'm going to show you quite possibly the best way to protect the microphones on your Yi Lite from wind. Okay, so what I'm going to do in this video is to show you how to connect some Rycote Micro Windjammers to a rubber case, which you then put on your Yi Lite, which should help to stop a ton of wind from destroying all your audio and all your dialogue. So what I'm going to do now is dive straight into the how-to, and straight after that I will show a very practical example of this system working properly in a very windy environment.
So looking down at the top of the case, what we can see here is that I've obviously extended the size of the holes originally that were inside the rubber case, just to expose the microphones a bit more. Now the reason for that is that they literally are like pinpricks, and you know, they mostly for the best part do line up with the holes for the microphones on the camera. But what I've done, like you can see, I've just cut out the holes a bit bigger, or a lot bigger in fact, and that's just to make sure that we kind of give it enough kind of breathing space for the microphone, and that there's no way that the rubber will actually cover or impede the audio in any way. So what I'm going to do, oh actually yeah, another thing here while I'm at it, this is actually a defective rubber case, because what happens here, this is meant to have another hole for the actual speaker on the top of the actual action cam there, but what it is, I'm not going to cut that out and fix it, because I think that that's going to give me slightly better wind protection as well. Because from the back of the case, if I can just show you here, it's got a lip on the back, so that lip there really does help to seal the camera in. So what I'm going to do just for this one is not bother correcting that there and putting a hole in, because like I say, I think that that's going to give me more of a like an airtight top to it. So hopefully it'll just help with any kind of side leakage of any other wind that might get in. So what I'm going to do now is place 2 of the sticky pads on. So the first sticky pad, I'm going to try and get it just so that the pad gets as close to the end of the hole there. So let me get that on there. Make sure it's all on, so that's fine, that feels good. Okay, now I'll put the second pad on, and for the placement of the second pad, it's probably gonna have to hang over the side a little, but I don't mind, because obviously it's all flexible, and so it will bend around the corner of the actual case there. So as we can see there's our 2 sticky pads on now. So what I'll do, I'll just go ahead now and then put 2 of the actual windjammers on. So there's the first windjammer going on just there. I'm going to give it a really good press down. You're obviously best off having the camera inside the case when you do this, so you got something to press down on as well. So I'm going to give that a proper firm press all the way around. Now what I'll do, I'll put the second one on. So there we go with the second one going on, and then I'll just make sure to get it around the edge there. Let's see. Great, so that's sticking really well around the corner. Don't know if I can get this in focus, but as you can see there, it's stuck right around that corner dead well. Now that might be a big deal for other people as well, who are going to be using these on different cameras where the microphones are close to corners, such as smartphones and whatnot, where the mics are underneath. So this is definitely sticking around that corner. Okay, so that all feels good. So let me get another angle on this so that we can see the completed installation of the actual windjammers. So looking face on there, I think that looks pretty cool. I mean, somebody else might be looking at that going, oh yeah, that looks a bit crazy. But you know what? The crazier the better in my books, if it's going to help to stop the wind. And also, we've still got a little bit of space there to get in and out. Hold on. Yeah, so we can still get at the button just about there. And to be honest, even if that was covering the button, I wouldn't be bothered about that, because my primary concern here is to block wind and not necessarily to worry about getting access to a button which is easily got to anyway, even if it were underneath the windjammers. Okay, so what I'm going to do now is just head off straight outside and do a couple of tests with it. Okay, so I was wondering where I could go to get some wind. So what I've done, I've come down to
the most iconic waterfront in the world, which is the waterfront for my home city, which is Liverpool. So right now I'm just on the banks of the River Mersey, getting some glorious wind coming in off the Irish Sea, hopefully. What it is, usually I'll come down to places like this to do like camera and mic tests and stuff like that when I don't want wind, and it'll just be gusting everywhere, it'll be raining and stuff. But right now I do need the wind, so hopefully this is going to be a little bit windy, and hopefully the Yi's picking this up as it stands at the moment. So what I'm going to do shortly is just switch over to the Windjammers on the Yi as well, and let's see how much wind that can knock out. Okay, so as we can see now, I've flipped over onto the Micro Windjammers, and there is a fair bit of wind going on down here at the pier head today. Now what it is, I wouldn't usually want to come up with like a ton of wind, so you know, whatever the attenuation is that's going on right now will give us a really good idea as to how these Windjammers are handling this type of wind. Like I say, it might be a bit too much, I'm not too sure, I'll know that when I get back indoors. But the other reason why I'm using the Yi Lite in this particular test is because for a very small kind of budget cheap action camera, it does have, like, you know, very respectable audio for its internal microphones. And one of the things that I'm trying to do is work out like my best budget vlogging action camera system, and I think I'm going to be able to do that with the Yi Lite with these Windjammers on and a pistol grip. And also what I'm going to do is try it out as well with like a 3-axis gimbal, because I've got a smooth Q. So between the smooth Q, the Yi, and like, you know, the extra bits to do with all, like, you know, the wind deadening with the Rycote Windjammers and such, and the little rubber mount that I've got on, between all that, it does make for a very kind of, like, you know, low cost, like, you know, budget type vlogging system. So like I say, that's another reason for doing this particular test today. Okay, so what I'm going to do now, I'm going to shoot off indoors, have a quick listen, and then do a bit of a summary. Okay, so hopefully that practical example and also the how-to is going to have been useful to other Yi Lite owners. Now what I'm going to do here is just quickly show what I've been recording outside with, and that is the very same Yi Lite setup with the modified little rubber case and whatnot. So let me just see if I can get a bit closer here to this camera. Now hopefully that's in focus, and hopefully what we should see there is I've actually positioned both of them now directly on the top of the Yi Lite. The other thing I've done, because I'm so impressed with this particular system, I've literally just gone and glued it all permanently on the rubber case now. So this system is actually a permanent fixture for my Yi Lite now, and I never take it off. It's just brilliant. I've got a little bit of a breeze right now, and hopefully it's going to be taking it all out with this little system. Okay, so if you found this video of interest and you would like to see some more of my videos to do with like Yi action cameras, please visit www.yi4kplus.com, and also please call back here soonish, because what I'm going to do is another example of using this little gimbal system with the actual Yi Lite, and probably more specifically for doing what I'm doing right now, which is pieces to camera, or even might be good for like vlogging stuff and whatnot. Also as well, there'll be a few other little videos coming up about the Yi Lite. One in particular is like, I'm going to entitle it the Yi Lite, the best budget action cam ever, and that's based on the fact that I can now do a ton of dialogue stuff with it outdoors, and it sounds great. Okay, anyway, I've been David Harry, and the last thing that remains for me to say right now is thank you very much for watching this video. Take care and goodbye now.